We can't always get outdoors, so sometimes we can do block practice indoors.
Right.
Da-da! Therefore, we have the wall of learning. Now look, practice swings do count for learning. Blocked practice, they do add up. It's not the same as hitting shots, but they do add up. So for the short game, I've got 3 drills using the wall of learning that can help anybody hit better short game shots. I spend most of my life actually teaching golf. This is my sort of hobby, this television thing. And so I see all sorts of things. I actually had a really, really good college player with me the other day who shall remain nameless, but if he's watching, you know exactly who I'm talking about. Oh, yes, he does. And he'd got this jack-in-the-box movie. It looked really good, boing! And he was boing, jumping up through the hitting area. And I thought, well, what can I get him to do? And it worked beautifully. And I thought, well, it'll work beautifully for anybody. Look, you need your head to stay relatively still when you're practicing your chipping. How could you learn that? How could you practice that? I'm going to hold your club. I'm going to ask you to give me a little drill here, Blair.
All right.
I want you to cross your hands. And I want you to come into the wall and bend forward. So you're no, other way around. You're going to very lightly touch your forehead. Other way around. One more turn. There we go. Very lightly touch your forehead against the wall. Very, very lightly on the top of your head. Now make a very small backswing and a very small follow through. And somewhere just after what would be impact, it's okay to leave the wall.
All right.
But you're not boing, jumping up in the air. Yeah, boing. We don't want any of that jack-in-the-box stuff. And it's a great training drill. It's block practice, you know, and everybody's got a wall they can go and do. So it's a very good
way to get instant feedback.
If
you're
you do and
boinging off of the wall.
You're putting a picture with a feel, which is what learning is all about. So I think that's definitely worth doing. Just and actually for a full swing too, but just get the top of your head just lightly touching a wall so it doesn't move around too much. You can't use your clubs because you'd be too near. However, the second drill that I've got here, let's trade places for a moment, and then we're going to hit some. One I had to work on an awful lot. One Sandy Lyle, Open champion, Masters champion, had to work on an awful lot, was to not get the club around too early. Disastrous for chipping and pitching. And Steve Stricker there, as we watched him, he talked about not using much wrist. He didn't take the club off the plane either. I mean, he just took that club up there. So you could take the club probably to here without hitting the wall. Now, you wouldn't be able to take it all the way back because at some point you would hit the wall. But for practice swinging, as you go back, just little Stricker action, not much wrist action here, but not yanking that club inside,
not making contact with it.
I used to stand outside where we lived when I was a kid, and I would take dozens of practice swings. When I say dozens, I mean hundreds of practice swings doing that. I want you to just try that, then I'm going to have you hit one like that.
Okay.
We're not going to hit one from by the wall, but just sort of park your derriere somewhere near the wall, and then we're going to lock it in the pocket. That'd be great. Maybe even a touch farther than that. Lock it in the pocket. Good. So the club doesn't go around and inside too early. Lovely. I think that's one of the characteristics of all good short game players. They're not going boing and jumping up and down, and they're keeping it on the plane. So let's hit one here. We've got about 45 yards here, and then I've got one more drill that I think is equally as important as the first two. Not bad, a little bit too far, but not bad, not bad. Now, the last drill that I have, and many of the drills that I have, people say, where do you get them from? From the people I teach. I teach a delightful man who will not be named, but again, he shot lower than his age. He's actually 78 years of age, this man, remarkable man.
And he shot lower than his age.
He did, again, and he's a fantastic player. He started taking lessons when he was 61, for goodness sake, so it's never too late to learn. But with his pitching, the rascal, he would follow through towards the target. I don't like that. Did I say I don't like that?
He doesn't like that.
I don't like following through at your target. I think it's terrible. So we came up with a drill called lock it in your pocket. And lock it in your pocket means this. It means, if you imagined I'd got a little key here, and I just put it near my lead hip, and I just locked it, what I want people to do as they go through the ball is lock it in the pocket. Now again, I'm going to turn my back to the wall, but I think the camera can see I've got the toe of the club touching the wall here. I've got the toe of the club touching the wall. Now when I follow through, I do not want anybody swinging up the wall, up the wall, up the wall, up the wall, up the wall. Horrible, disastrous, hideous, hate it. I want you to think there's a key here, there's a keyhole. You are going to lock it in your pocket. And if you just lock it in your pocket, if you lock it in the pocket, you'll look somewhat like Stricker. So if I just hit one there, the combination of those 3 drills, of keeping some posture as you swing, not boing, don't want any of that. We want the club going up and down, not going around. And then after you finish, simple little rhyme. We were talking before we started as to why that works, and perhaps you could give the viewers a thought as to why a simple little thought like, lock it in your pocket, just lock it in your pocket there, is going to get that ball right on line, as you can see there. Lock it in your pocket. So although the club didn't go straight at the target, the ball did.